You're invited to the present moment. And I'm honored to hear what's there, what's been there for you in the silence, what you feel like sharing. It's such a beautiful space. So no rush. I was examining self-worth, worthiness, and all I can have tied up in it. Past thoughts, feelings, patterns that can erode our genius, can steal our, our gifts, and blow out our greatness.
Thank you, JC. I was sitting with the expansive experience that connection can bring.
Thank you, Allison. Expanding and connecting our self-worth.
Unworthiness. My friend, mentor said, markets tend to be driven by three emotions. One of them being feeling unworthy, like worthless. The other one's like hopeless. And the other one's helpless. And you can find out like what your audience, which one of them is mainly in. And then based on that, if they're feeling worthless, help them feel worthy. If they're feeling helpless, give them some help. If they're feeling hopeless, give them hope. But anyway, that's just a little side note.
Thank you for your worth, Joe. Your
Thank you for
value,
this.
your help, your hope,
Mm.
your love.
Yeah, your loving heart, Joe.
Your loving hearts, guys. You're seeing a projection, reflection of yourself, your own beautiful heart. But thank you, guys. I love you. I manifested a new situation scenario in my life yesterday. I just randomly got a message off this lady that I've recently made a beat for. And she was like, got something going on this evening. And in this place called Hebden Bridge. It's like there's loads of ley lines and it's a really like spiritual kind of like witchy kind of place, like loads of crazy energies going on there. And she's got this lovely space. I should have took some pictures of it, man. Like a really like beautiful kind of lodge that she like puts on Airbnb in this beautiful garden overlooking the canal. And we were chanting and we would it was weird because we were kind of doing what we like, we're saying words that I didn't really understand, but like there was powerful meanings too that had been like said for like thousands of years. So by saying them, you're like tapping into that. But she wants to create like a holistic practice, you know. So like when I'm talking about like working with people that want to do this and bring frequencies to people, you know, and healing through sound, I was literally there in a space with a lady that wants to do it. She wants to like bring like big special guests there, like Russell Brand, and you know, people like that. Bring them there, interview them, talk to them, and it's just like, wow. It was just a completely, you know, different scenario than. I mean, obviously, I've been in scenarios like that, but the way it flowed and came to be,
Mm.
yeah, just beautiful, man. It's beautiful. So like, and she wants to grow, and it's good to like, yeah, see people in the physical as well, you know, because a lot of the time it's just online and you can't really assess the situation as well as if it was in real life. And boom, so yeah, mad. But yeah, really glad to get here, guys, with you. Really beautiful to spend that silence with you, man. It's so powerful. It's so easy to not do by yourself. It's so easy to just pick up the phone and next thing you're in there and you're reading that and you're listening to that, and it's. But I'm just blessed that I wake up around this kind of time and coming on this call. It gives me time to appreciate and respect, you know, myself, my own body, my own space, and connect to that silence. So thank you.
Thank you for sharing your experience last night, Joe. It sounds really wonderful.
Yeah, on my days, met some amazing people. Like there was people there like making beats with like frequencies and stuff. So I like made a lot of them beats. They all wanted one, and they were all loving it. We played a bit of that, and they were all like loving it. And oh my days! But I said there was a canal there. Oh my god, I've got a video, guys. You don't believe it. I'm gonna share it on my story soon. Yeah. Oh my days! But even something crazier. Oh my god, I'll be able to share that in here. Actually, you'll be able to see this right now live. But first off, yeah, we were playing the binaural beats, and I noticed all the swans, all the ducks, they were all flipping lined up watching. I got the video, man. They were all just chilling, listening to the binaurals, yeah. proper like Dr. Doolittle shit, yeah. And like, I swear down, you won't believe the video. They're all just stood there, like just looking. And before that, we were doing chanting and stuff, and they were coming around. But the binaurals, they were literally, it was like an auditorium, man. I swear down, you're not going to believe the video when you see it, right? Mad, yeah. They were just loving the binaurals, right? And then, but this lady was like, "Yo, my dog's loving it as well." Her dog was loving it, and I was like, "Yeah, well, we can actually do this with dogs and cats. We could do it with spaces, we can do it with places, we can do it with faces." So yeah, but the point is, right? Anyway, yo. But then it goes even crazier, guys. Oh my God. When I got there, right, they'd been there for about an hour or two, the people that were going. And oh my days, they were playing this music, this mantra that I'll share with you. You all guys, you'll all love it, man. It's like really relaxing and soothing and just like, but the meanings of the words, they're really powerful, you know, when they're translated. It's beautiful. But the point is, they were playing this music, right? And this girl was outside this kind of lodge thing that I was talking about. And anyway, all my days, she was looking, right? And toward the lodge, and they were playing this music, and like she seen it, what it looked like. Oh my days, wait. It looked like, oh my God, it was like a beam of light shining down, and it was like a harp, energetic harp, right? But the thing is, it wasn't just something like when you take a picture on your phone and you see orbs. She was actually seeing it in physical reality. She was recording it on a phone. But the weird thing was, when you watch the video back, yeah, we might even be able to put it on here, do you know? But the point is, when you watch the video back, the frequencies are affecting the shape of this thing, right? And it's like a flipping portal, right? Yo, and yeah, and like, wow, so she got the video, and like you can see it moving. So I'll find that right now. But yeah, it was a crazy one. And like, but you're not gonna believe these pictures. Let me put it in the chat now, guys. Yeah. But wow, something crazy is going down. Something crazy is going down. Let me just find this picture because you're just gonna be blown away by it. Where is it? Here we go. There it is. Oh my days. Oh my days. Right, Jesse, I'm gonna send it to you. I'm gonna send you this video. Try play it, all right? Because you're gonna be able to see it. And I've shared that with you on Messenger, mate. Look, this is the picture. I'm gonna put this in the chat now. Right, here we go. Right, if you look in the chat now, check that image out. That wasn't an orb like a camera reflection. That was there in physical reality. She was filming it.
Well, it's beautiful.
Can you see that light beam? Can you see that light beam coming down?
Yeah.
And you see that shape when you see the music and the video got like a 10-second clip, and it's moving to the music.
Yeah. Because it's all vibration, right, Joe?
Wow.
And so they collaborate with each other. Light and sound.
Is that normal to see that like that?
Well, I don't know if it's I don't know how to answer your question.
Because the thing is, right, the way I'd
Yes.
normally see that, Alison, right, would be, you know, like when you take a picture and you see orbs, but you don't see them in reality. The thing that's
Yes.
baffling about this is that she was actually seeing it in the physical and then she captured it on the video.
Yeah, well, I mean, she's obviously got heightened sight, right?
Yeah.
Her capacity is it reaches deeper or higher than what most people's do. So in that way, I guess it's not everybody that would be able to see that.
Wow.
But it's
Maybe it's
always
also
there,
just-
whether we can see it or not. It's
It is
always there. Okay, so
Yeah,
she's
I-
trained herself to see that part, right? That other part that most of us don't see.
Yeah. So yeah, that was an eventful night. That kind of
it's
blew
a
my head
really
off.
interesting shape.
It is.
Yeah, that's
And
what
when
I
you see it
noticed
move to the
too.
frequencies, it's really weird.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
It's
just as it
literally,
is, sorry, Joe, just as it is there now, the more opaque part of it is like a tortoise shell or a turtle shell.
yeah.
It's a home. It's a housing.
Yeah.
That's what came up for me anyway.
Nice one, Alison, because I'm
Yeah.
trying to get my head around it. Like,
Because
Yeah,
you actually saw it dance, didn't you, Joe?
no, I didn't see it.
Yeah.
I wasn't there when it happened, so she videoed it, and
Oh, okay.
and the video was, you can
So
see
the
it
video
moving to the
captured it?
frequencies.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's on video as well. The video, that's what makes it, because like the camera's
Yeah.
still and it's changing. It's not
Yeah.
like the camera's moving. You could think it was some like, you know, reflection or whatever. But yeah, if Jesse can figure it out, we might be able to play it. It's only a 10-second clip.
It's so nice to have what do I want to say? That experience of expansion when you're in a group.
Yeah. Yeah, the magic.
That's the sharing, hey Joe. That's the hope and the help and the love.
Yeah.
It's a vibration of all of that together. That's what comes to mind for me. The music of it, right?
Yeah. Oh my days. Oh my days. But that was just like a build-up. That was like a supernova forever expanding. Like yesterday when you left, Alison, like Sindrell came on, man, and
I
oh my
know.
God.
I heard it, Joe, and I came back. The notice came. You know, my YouTube notices came in,
Yeah.
and so I heard it. It was so gorgeous.
Oh no way, were you there? Yeah. Oh wow, I'm so happy you were there.
I listened live, but I didn't get her full song. I must have gotten like the last, I don't know, third of it maybe, and then you came on camera and sang.
Wow. Yeah, the energy.
You know
man.
what my thought was? My thought was all of that from 10 minutes or 15 minutes, however long we did yesterday, of silence. What got created out of that silence yesterday?
Wow. Wow. Yes. A lot of tingling, energetic sensations in my body, that's for sure.
Mucho dinero.
That's your body. Yeah, that's your body electric.
Mm. Yes, the electric. I can feel my electric in my body.
Joe, you know, when you were talking earlier about marketing, you know what song came to mind for me? And probably because I listened to it again yesterday. Did you hear Sinead O'Connor singing with Willie Nelson, Don't Give Up? Have you
No,
heard
but I
that
will
yet?
listen
and
to it. What
listen
about
to
it? Go listen to it, yeah.
It's so beautiful. Well, it's just, you know, when you were talking about that, the three main emotions in marketing, you know, and then what you provide. So they were helplessness, hopeless, and unworthy.
And that's the thing though, it's like, this is what he's saying and this is what they do, but I still would like to flip it, you know, because I still think, I mean, that's not a way I want someone to buy, really, you know. I
I
want
agree
someone to
with
buy in their power, you know.
I know. I have exactly the same sentiment as you on that. But
It's just tricky though, because everyone's doing that, and like obviously that works, but still, do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Put these energies in, and
yeah, I think you can do both.
yeah,
I don't see why not.
yeah, why
The
not?
world's open, you know, there's so much change going on. And you can find your tribe the way that you want to find it.
Yeah. Another thing he said is what's going to make us stand out. Like, say we want to like grow this call and grow this community. Like a big thing, like say someone's watching like a VSL about it, like a video sales there about it. If there's drop-offs early, it's because you've not made enough differentiations between you and everyone else in your space. So literally just talking about what's different, and I asked Joe yesterday what's different about this space, and yeah, it was it was a beautiful question that opened up some beautiful differentiations to like what's going on here. Yeah, and that's it. We're expanding this heart space together. It's just really exciting times, man. Really exciting times playing and, you know, letting the realizations and cognitions happen and just enjoying the ride.
And the heart connections, John.
Yeah, that's it. I'm building a lot of heart connections right now. It feels like building like our own grid of hearts and connecting to the yeah. Join the grid. You want to get off the grid?
Yeah.
First, join the grid.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the crystalline grid.
The crystalline grid.
Hearts connected to each other all across the planet.
That's what's opening up anyway, isn't it? So that's why it's like easier for us to access and like fall into.
Yeah, it's spontaneous.
Yeah. But that's it.
Mother
Ebony's-
Nature's little thing.
Yeah, yeah. Exciting times, man. I feel really good, man. I feel really relaxed and at peace. I love you guys, man. I'm really grateful to be able to come into this space whenever I want, whenever I can. Thank you. Thanks for sharing your time and being here.
Thank you to you too, Joe. Very much.
I'm just going to take a moment now to let go of the kite I've been holding so very tightly too. And take this moment in this space to just release and let go. Will of the universe, the cosmos, and just be a vessel to serve. And to pay attention and my inner voice, my intuition, my genius, with respect, honor, love, compassion, and also give passion to all parts of me, all parts of me that may feel unloved or scared. Bring them all together, have a big group cuddle. I'm just imagining loads of me just all piling on each other, and then we're all just like laughing. And the energy just builds up, and we laugh, and we laugh at how serious we've been, and laugh and rejoice and work as one within, in love, in peace. Just by tuning into that, I can just feel a sprinkling of energy over my head. Choose to be of highest service, highest excitement, love, peace, and calm. Lovely balance. Can see all the versions of me, and I crack a smile and they all smile back.
Mm.
It's allowed, we're accepted, we're loved, we're cherished, we're held, we belong. We were there. We're strong. We are infinite. And we are finite. I love you guys.
While Jesse's trying to figure out how he can share the video. So with your statement about that we are infinite, I'll read you a paragraph from a book that is a biography, but it's sad. It's a woman that was dying from MS. And she writes how she says, I come to say there is nothing to fear. There is nothing to fear. Death is but a tiny step into another room, another world, but not that different from what you know. There is no shock. There is no pain. There is a sense of relief, of reassurance, of being loved and understood on the deepest level of being.
Sorry, what was that last sentence?
There is a sense of relief, of reassurance, of being loved and understood on the deepest level of being. And the reason that I thought to share that was, like I said, because of your statement of that we are infinite.
I love that. Oh my days. Going from one room to another.
Yeah, isn't that beautiful? Going from one home to the next.
Yeah. Then that brings to me now then, samsara, like, and the never ending loop. And she may be referring to that, but like, in like the point to like get out of that never ending loop. Do you know? But yeah, obviously, I love that. And I love the way she's saying it and putting it across. But do you get what I'm saying? If we
I do.
realize and remember in this lifetime, do you know, is
Yes.
that like a big mission of ours?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm,
It is for me.
because is that like the matrix of like the never-ending loop? They don't mind us going from one to the other. But it's like we want to transcend beyond. But
Yeah,
yeah, no,
that
definitely.
samsara loop only exists on this side of the veil. It's not on the other side. It's just here.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, yes and no. Like, right.
Mm, yeah, because if it was here, then are these other places like here where we can get looped around? But that's just being in a state of sleep consciousness, isn't it? And it's a state of awareness that you're at. Is hopefully, hopefully. Give me some hope here, guys.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's measured off our awareness, but who knows, man? Who knows, man? This is crazy. But yeah, based off like near-death experiences and people coming back afterwards, I think there's a pretty solid case for like life after life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And think of that guy with his pre-birth memory, right? And there are quite a few people and you can see online that are talking about that.
Yeah, I don't think he's just random, man. Like, I do think we literally pick his, do you know what I mean, parents and or like pick what we want to do and then we get the best like energetic vortex for that. But it's all based off like law of attraction, so it's just all perfect for the perfect situations, you know. But that's just hard to get when people like have like a hard childhood. I mean, that's the hard thing to get your head round. Do you know what I mean? Like, why would I choose this? Why would I want this? Do you know what I mean? And later on in hindsight, do you know what I mean? But yeah.
That's why I got sent back.
You got sent back because
To tell that story of the other side and bring it back with me. Bring the
so what could
reality
you
of that with me.
what could you remember from the other side?
Funny thing is, it's not in my physical memory.
Mm.
It's in my sensing memory, my muscle memory.
Mm. Can you sense the feeling?
Yeah. It's
Is it
it's a knowing.
yeah.
You know, and this lady with the MS, she got to see into the other side, which is why her words are so poignant.
Yeah. Yeah, it didn't sound like the home she was talking about was just like another.
No,
It sounded, yeah, it did, yeah, it
no,
did. It sounded like,
no.
yeah.
Yeah, see, she saw it. She saw it and wrote about it before she took the step.
Hmm. Right, talking about the other side, yeah. I think this is evidence for the other side communicating with this side, yeah. But I'm open. I'm not attached to my beliefs, all right?
Well, that's interesting. You use that word beliefs, right? Is because what it does, an experience like that makes a believer out of you.
Yeah.
You believe by experience.
So I think Jesse's gonna be able to play it now. Hopefully there's gonna be sound, but like as you can see it moving, that's actually moving to the different sound of the audio. So we can see that, Jessington.
Oh wow.
OMG.
For heaven's sake.
What?
That's a showstopper.
You know what I'm saying? That's got viral potential, baby.
Wow.
Yo, Jesse, can you play one more time, mate? But it looks like that light beam sending it down.
Yeah,
Yo, that's crazy, yo.
that is crazy.
Yeah? Do you see
Right
why I'm
on.
going so crazy?
Well, of course.
Oh my days.
I'm overjoyed that you got that on film.
Can you believe can you believe it? Like I turned up there,
Yeah.
she showed it me. I was like, well, did this happen today?
Well, I
'Cause, like, I
believed
was
it
stood
before
in
I
that
saw
spot.
it, but to actually see it is like that puts it in another dimension.
Yeah, but then to see it, but then to be able to video it and it actually gets captured on the video as well.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Oh my days. Bro, man, like we can post this out, but I'm a bit like I don't just want to post it. I like, you know, it's like I wanna like I don't know, like
Remember the other day I was talking about raw video?
yeah,
That
yeah,
that
that's
is
raw.
a raw video. That is what happened. That's where it's at. It was captured. No comment.
Exactly. And that's at that healing, like holistic frequency space where that lady wants me to do stuff. That's that lodge. Do you know that lodge I was talking about?
Yeah.
So like look at that for a sign, you know, like the sign. And then before I landed there, you were talking about like Gene Key 60 something, like the language of light.
Yeah. Gene Key 62.
The language of light, and then boom,
Language
there
of
it
light.
was.
Yeah.
Oh my days. So is that light language? Is that light language in real life? Yo, I swear down when the light language people see that, they are gonna go ballistic. Mum, you're not gonna believe it, Mum.
Could be.
We seen like this like energy thing like formation, and it was moving to the music. Like
Yeah.
I'll show you right now. No, not in the sky, in this place. Oh, look here. Look, it's moving to the music. That's not a reflection. That was in physical reality.
Oh.
Filming it.
Oh my God.
Look at the light beam coming down.
Yeah. Oh, I
It's
say.
moving to the music.
Yeah, well, why not? I mean,
Why not? I say. Oh, I'm so glad that I got to share that with you guys, you know?
The other thing is that kind of thing is happening 24/7.
Yeah.
It's always happening. It just continues.
But you know what, though? That increases the belief and confidence to be able to see it more. And do you remember that story in The Secret where they was talking about like there was on an island and like this guy were looking out to sea and he could see like wave formations, but he was like, why is that? And because they'd never seen a ship before, they couldn't see it. And then one guy seen it, he was like, oh, that's a ship, that's whatever it is. And then they all started to see it. Do you get me?
Right.
So like that's an
Yeah.
example of that. Because that's made a believer out of me even more. Like I've never flipping believed I've never seen anything like that. I mean, I was open to it. I was in the perfect place for it, but still.
You know, just because today we see a certain part of the electromagnetic spectrum, that we see that today, doesn't mean that there wasn't a time when human beings could see on either side of that, like beyond that piece. You follow what I'm saying?
What do you mean, sorry?
Well, we assume that the human eye is only capable of seeing certain frequencies, a certain part of the electromagnetic spectrum, because that's what we see today. But that doesn't mean that it's natural for a human to be, or a human eye to be constricted to that part of the spectrum. But we assume that.
We believe
because
that,
that's
so-
our current reality, right? So our assumption is based on our current reality.
It's a very calming voice, isn't it?
My mum says you got a very calming voice, Craig.
Thank you, Juliet.
No,
So can you just like summarize what you try to say there, or what you're saying?
Well, even here's a really good example. Okay, you get somebody who is blinded when they're a young child. Okay, and so what happens is their other senses become eyes for them. So their hearing gets to be more sensitive, and they have a sense of touch. In fact, they can feel things, they can feel objects before they're actually touching them.
Yeah,
Okay.
the other senses.
And so, right, but there's an oversensitivity. So what I'm saying is maybe the human eye has a capability of seeing auras and that, you know, what you captured on that video there. Maybe we have the capability of seeing that, but it just hasn't been explored yet, and so that capability is still undiscovered.
And people can't they? I mean,
Yeah, you can see auras like.
some people can.
Well, like I think
Right,
everyone
right.
can. Everyone can. Like there was an experiment. Like the guy was saying. I remember I was listening to this book, and he was demonstrating it, and he'd stand on a white wall, and he'd get all the students to look at him, and then what he'd do is and they wouldn't really see all, and then what he'd do is he'd go into like his energy, into his whatever, and like start blasting out the energy, and then the people would start seeing it around him. You know, it's one of them things. It's like getting once you've seen it, you can't like unsee it, and it's like.
Right.
But we think seeing is believing, but it's believing is seeing.
Other things, but some people can't see them. You could all see them.
What?
You know, there's patterns you get, and if you adjust your eyes slightly, they've got a picture in them.
Oh yeah.
That sort of thing, and we could all
Yeah.
learn it, but we don't. And I learned about auras in 1970 when I was at school. Somebody came and gave us a talk on auras.
In 1970, Mum got a talk on auras.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just loved it. It was a Quaker boarding school I went to, so they were quite sort of open about stuff like that. You know, they're very non-judgmental, and I never forgot that. Yeah, I think it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Was it a Quaker school?
Yeah, Quaker boarding school. Yeah,
No way.
yeah, brilliant. Well, it was brilliant in some ways.
Didn't know that about your mother.
No, come into that. How you don't know things sometimes. Yeah.
I didn't realize it was Quaker school.
You know, when it's full of York, you didn't know it was Quaker. Yeah, it was, and I do like the Quakers.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when I've described this call to people, they've said it sounds a bit Quakerish.
Really?
Do you know when we're giving
letting people speak.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And also
Yeah.
living in silence as well, letting the silence speak. You know, it's all very Quakerish. Yeah.
Quakerish, baby, new word.
Yeah.
Put that in the dictionary and smoke it.
Yeah, Quakerish. Yeah, I have a lot of associations with Quakers. About 5-6 years ago, I started working with immigrant refugees, and the Quakers have a lot of have a lot of involvement in that kind of stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, people around the world who are displaced for one reason or other, like by war or by famine or other stuff like that. They want to, they do a lot of work to get them resituated in a different society and
Yeah.
you know, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I have a lot of respect for them.
Yeah. Well, Halifax as
You know.
well, they've got 2 chocolate factories and they're both owned by Quakers in the first place.
What?
Yeah.
Fry and Cadbury's, they're Quakers too.
Cadbury's Quakers?
Yeah. Definitely Fry.
So Quakers are business people as well?
Well, the word.
Oh,
it
of course.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there was quite a Quaker town.
No, we're in a Quaker town right now.
Well, not those people were starting the chocolate factory. Now they've been taken over by Terry's and Walmart probably. But originally there was a lot of charity work and work done by Quakers.
Ah.
Mm.
Yeah.
I think they knew that giving was the secret to living, maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
Yeah.
they do teach that in all religions, don't they? You know, like the power of giving and charity and giving to others. And, you know, like that is a secret. That is a big secret. But then also not to talk about it and not to really.
Yeah.
You got to keep it between you and
Also, there's a duty in receiving.
receiving and being open
Yeah.
to receiving. Yeah.
I like that one.
Yeah, my mum likes that one. She's like, I'm ready to receive, Joe. Ready to receive? Are you ready to give?
Yeah. Oh, why do so many of us have to learn that? Have to learn the whole receiving side of it, right?
Oh yeah. Oh no. Yeah, people give away, but they'll get all proud and oh, I can manage stuff. And yet, really, such a great relief when you do receive stuff, and it benefits both ways. Most things do that, though, don't they? Go both ways if you but let them.
Mm.
Very nice.
You know, so back to the spectrum and back to
Sorry, yes.
you know, back to our physical senses. You know, we don't know whether or not our senses have been truncated, let's put it that way, or restricted in some way or another.
We don't know,
I
but
know.
we could take a guess, and I reckon, yeah, it's like we're a supercomputer, but we've just got like solitaire on our computer, you know what I mean, and the basic games.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
But we've got the computer to put whatever programs we want on it. Yeah, we might have through society and life had programs indoctrinated into us, but we can put awareness on that and shift it to what we choose.
Yeah, and these sessions every morning have been a lot of experimentation around around something as simple as intuition. You know, and we've been exploring that, and all of a sudden we've come across a lot of things that we never knew that we were capable of, and they just showed up. But that's because we've been playing with it.
Yeah. Well, that's it. Because I mean, even for me to have gone to that place yesterday, like it was a random situation. You know, it was kind of a divine happening.
Yeah, but something drew you into that situation, right?
Yeah, and well, yeah, it was like, and that call that we was on just like energetically just built it up. It was just like, you know what I mean? Like I say, the supernova just unraveling more and more. expanding more and more.
And that's funny because that supernova might have something to do with it too.
Yeah,
You've been living in the energy of that supernova pretty much your whole life. Like its radiation got to Earth in 1987, and you were born in
Yeah,
86,
100%.
right? So it's like, and who knows what effect that's had on you? Who knows what effect it's had on any of us?
That's right.
yeah. Wow.
Because that's not the only thing that's affected us.
Don't forget to that's como flow.
So I'll go with my choice for the day, and my choice for the day is to choose expanding connections.
Mm.
Thank you, Alison. Choose expanded what? Ascension.
Expanding connections. Yes, I'm just switching from my laptop to my phone, okay? Thanks.
You saying something, Jesse? Can't hear you.
I said to expand on Allison's choice of expanding connections is to amplify with expanded worth, expanded hope, expanding help. And the abundance from give and receive.
Mhm. Beautiful. Thank you, Jason.
Thank you, Allison.
I don't know that we get much more expansion than what light brings either. It was really beautiful to watch that video. I really loved that.
Mm-mm-mm. My mother's word today is butterfly.
Mm.
Thank you, Juliet.
Yes, thank you, Juliet. That's so perfect.
Very perfect, because a really, really good friend of mine died last Saturday, a bit earlier than we thought he was
Oh.
going to. And 3 times this week I've seen butterflies. And they're not that, we don't see them very often in Halifax. And I just said to Joe now, my word for today is Kevin. And as I said it, a butterfly flew past the window. I mean,
Oh.
what else is it to say? It's Kevin. So Kevin or butterfly, take your pick. It's true. Oh God. Butterflies, yeah. Wonderful.
Thank you for sharing, Mother.
It's okay. Mhm.
Sure about you.
I got a phrase to share today. Consciousness in living color.
Mm. Consciousness in living color. In the heart is where to go, plant the seed and watch it grow.
Mm. Hmm.
I choose to live the desires of my heart.
That's nice.
That's Craig's choice, love. I can't take credit for that one.
It's very good, Craig. I like that one. Yeah. Next job is to find out what your heart desires.
Well, that's it. It's a beautiful
Mm.
choice that it's
Exactly.
not a closed-ended choice. It's open.
Yeah.
So it's a choice without making a choice. It's Craig's kind of choice.
Right.
Thank you, Joe.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, if, I, if I'm gonna choose, I'm gonna keep it open. So yeah, you just go into that choice, man. Just choose that now. Yeah, I choose to live. I wonder what the desires of my heart are, and just whatever comes to you. It could be an image, could be a word, could just be a feeling.
Yeah.
And the feeling's the magic. You know, there's 3 ways of manifesting: get specific, general, or focus on the feeling. Yeah. So what does that feel like when you choose that? I choose to live the desires of my heart. What does that feel like?
Very freeing. Very
Freeing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, flipping choose. Let's just choose that now for a moment. Yeah. Shut your eyes, relax into that feeling, man. That's yours anytime you choose it, you want it.
very nice. That.
That's a choice away. Because when we say we want to feel that way, the universe is going to reflect wanting it. So we're never going to have it. So by just choosing it, I choose that. And I will it into existence. I'm bringing it. It's coming. It's making that choice.
God, we have to think. Really, we have to think about every word and thought, don't we? It's a big job, really.
It's a big job, really, having to work about everything. Well, that's it, my mother. But it's just going by the feelings, you know.
Yeah.
And just feelings, the gauge.
Oh
Yeah.
yes.
And it's like, does it make you feel contracted, or does it help you feel expanded?
Expanded, yeah.
Yeah, and we want to go into the expansion, baby.
Yep.
What you saying, homies?
So what are those 3? Specific, general, and what was the other one?
Specific, general, or focusing on the feeling of when you actually get it or have it. So like, say there's loads of something, you can get general with it. If there's like only one of them, you get specific. There's different ways, but then you can just go on the feeling, like what's the feeling when you've got that, when you've received that, or when you are that. And then just by being that, feeling that, transmitting that, you're going to get that feeling from situations, circumstances, events, and people in your life. And that brings me around to like the crazy point of, say someone has like a car accident, yeah? You'd say like, I literally do believe that, like, say you have a car crash, yeah, we created that, and people would say like, well, why would I create that? Of course I wouldn't create a car crash, yeah. But the point is that it's like, what feeling did you have when someone went into the back of you, like, oh my God, or like pissed off, or like whatever, and then say, well, how often have you felt that feeling in the last week or month? You know, how much have you been transmitting that feeling? And so then they're like, well, yeah, I've been feeling like that. So that's it. So and then situations, circumstances, and events related to our energy. But anyway, I don't know how I got there. But point is, what would you say? By accident. But I think that's a crazy point, man. Because like, it's easy to say like, yeah, some things are just out of our control, and yeah, it's a creative universe. Do you know what I mean? And like, some things just happen, but I reckon it's all like a big, massive hologram, man. Big computer game. But yeah, that choice is freeing, mother. That choice is freeing, yeah, and that's the feeling. The feeling is the secret.
It's the key, hey Joe, as JC would say.
The key. It's the key, the gene key.
Yeah.
It's also
Yeah,
a choice to sync up with all that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what I was going to say before is that, you know, Joe, when you were talking about recognizing where your energies were, again, we come back to that thing about the value of awareness, right?
Yeah.
an awareness.
Our attention, focus.
Another thing that came to mind with me, for me, while, you know, when you were talking about the car accident and whether that's our creation or not, is the importance of not being judgmental around things like that. Because when we bring judgment, we close it off. That's the best. Well, yeah. So for me, that's the energy of judgment. Is we close things off.
Case closed.
And people do that a lot with the exploration of law of attraction. And it's not so, it kind of counters the value of looking at life in terms of choice. Because the thing is that our choices come up and meet other people's choices too. You know, it's not like we're the only ones that choose in life. And so it's the meeting of those choices and the energy that comes from that. And so again, the value of awareness, you just and that one phrase that the one meditation course that's out there, I had it, got the course, I can't think of it now. Anyway, and part of it is that you learn to bow to the emotion, whatever emotion it is. In your bowing, you are giving gratitude either for the lesson or the expansion. I mean, it's not like lessons and expansion are exclusive. They can go together.
Yeah, the bowing just takes like the honoring like another step further.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It's so, I was like weak at the knees when when I was doing that course, and you know, came across that. It's an offshoot of Zen meditation. I can't remember now which one it is. But if I do remember and find it, then I'll send it to you, because it's a really simple process and it's really beautiful.
I have noticed though, like, I don't know if I mentioned it, Alison, but like when I go to the gym, I go on this like vibrating machine and I'll do some movements and some breathing, and like I do notice if I like lean forward in like a bow position and then come back and just like stretch my heart out, my head back, like what I'll notice is like I'll pretty much like just forget like who I am and where I am and like what's going on, and it's just like it goes quiet and it's like, but then I mentioned that to my mate and he said but he said that could actually be quite dangerous. But like, have you ever experienced anything like that, and like what do you think's actually going on?
I don't know why he would say it's dangerous. It's just that you just got to watch your blood flow, what your body can handle. For me, I would say that my experiencing of doing that is very similar to yours. You know, it's just about that expansion and the change of direction that happens with the blood flow, right, in the brain.
Is that what's going on? Is it just blood flow?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we say just blood flow, but I mean,
Because it's like literally I
goes
forget,
throughout.
and I know
Yeah.
I notice I start getting like scared, like shit, what if I don't come back and remember who I am? But like every time I do it, it's like I can relax more and more into it.
Mm.
But then I don't want to be like encouraging myself to like, because obviously if I did completely, because you know it is, I swear down, like when it maybe it lasts 20 seconds, but it feels like a minute. But like my face will start going all funny and stuff like it's like it's proper weird. But if I did get stuck in that feeling, I probably would panic, man. You know, so I don't know, like
Yeah, so you
especially
go, it's like, but you,
because if I did
but
lose
Joe,
myself, if
think
I
of,
did lose myself, I would probably get scared. Do you know what I mean? And this is all about like, you know, finding our true self. But that just shows how attached I am to my identity and myself. Because without it, you know, it just gets like scary. It's like, yo, who the heck am I? Do you know, it's proper weird. It's like, so that's an example of how much I'm attached to my current identity, I think, as well.
yeah, but what you've got to also remember is that when we change things, it's always really advisable that you do small chunks. And the reason why it's advisable, if you're, sorry, I'm struggling now for words, but if you're in charge of it, right? Because I'm thinking about
Yeah,
other
if I'm
people who
triggering it,
have spontaneous, if
yeah.
you're instigating it, then the best way always is to do step by step, because you build stability with that. If it just comes to you, which is like a Kundalini awakening, and it happens to you, it's not something, you're not engaged in a practice to force it. That's the word I'm looking for. You're not forcing it. If you force something, you'll have the experience, but more often than not, it's not sustainable, because you haven't built the surrounding vibration to hold it. I mean, that's what, we talk about building our bodies, but at the same time, we're building our vibration.
Yeah.
So, with you saying that for you, it's evidence of how attached you are to your identity. Well, what's your judgment around that?
Well, from doing that, it's kind of like I do feel a lot safer in my identity than no identity.
Absolutely, and for good reason, because with no identity, it's very difficult then to
live.
connect. Yeah, it's extremely
With others.
difficult to live.
Yeah, so it's finding
And I
that
don't
balance.
think
In it.
that, well, the harmony of it, right? So you always go with how much your body can handle, and then next time you just go a tiny little bit further.
Yeah.
But the lesson is to do it consistently. That's really the value. Like Craig was saying.
Yo, Alison, what do you reckon's
for him,
going on in that?
being,
Do you know in that moment of like silence and like flipping like just forgetting everything? Is that a good supercharged time to be like putting out, like our dreams, our wishes, like, what we want to manifest? Because someone gave me a reading and she said that, go on.
No, you can go.
Yeah, because someone gave me a reading and she was saying that, like, yeah, you need to be like asking for more signs of the universe, like butterflies, for example, or whatever. But then not just asking like from the physical like place of wherever we are, like, but from a deeper space, you know, like really connecting to like, you know, spirit and soul, and then asking from that place. And like literally like a week ago when I did that, like I needed to accumulate some cash funds, and then just like sent it off, and then came back, and then like magic had happened, you know?
Yeah.
Like
And
that was just from
so
like letting go.
Yes, because then you're matching the vibration of what there is in the field. And if you go back to your magma and stuff, that's the value of going into innocence first.
Yeah.
I mean, for most of the spiritual teachers that I've listened to, they always advise those exact steps, both in requesting and receiving.
So they say them steps, giving and receiving, those are the crucial steps.
Yeah, it will work more effectively then. And in many ways, that you know, when you say you see how attached you are to your identity, my encouragement to you is that you see how you can also let go of it at times and go beyond the body and
Well,
take
that's
your
it, yeah.
energy from that, right?
Yeah.
And you
I
do
can
that a
use
lot
that.
with your music, Joe.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's your
Mm.
that's your genius.
Mm. Yeah, I need to do more music. I want to do more. I choose to do more music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And those vibrations go very far. Sound is sacred, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's part of why Jesse always talks about the charge in our words, right?
Mm.
You listen for the charge, listening for the energy, listening for the vibration.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so good to be conscious of that and aware of that. And like, I was talking to a friend the other day, and I just knew there was just, I could just tell something wasn't right from his voice. And then, do you know what I mean? It just, all it took for me was to just ask, like, do you know, directly, like, what's up with you, mate? Is everything all right? And then he explained, and he just took something a bit personally. Do you know what I mean? That one obviously meant like that. Just being a miscommunication. And then boom, but from me picking up that tone and that charge, was able to bring balance to the situation, and he left, like, you know, feeling
It was okay.
more harmonized.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm. But
It's
I feel like
interesting.
I feel more able to go into like conversations that might have before like made me feel uncomfortable or whatever. But there was a situation actually just yesterday, man, in the pizza shop, and this guy was being like really flipping. He was talking to this girl like, and I feel like I did kind of coward out on that. I should have said something to him, you know, because he was being disrespectful, man. And like, I kind of felt like I landed in that situation, and I kind of felt like I was meant to, you know, stay there and say something to him. Obviously, you know, like I just ended up leaving the situation because the vibe was just not right. But like, then when I went back, got my pizza, and like the woman, she was just talking to like the other people, and she was saying, yeah, like I felt he was making me feel uncomfortable. And I just felt like I was in that situation, but I'm kind of kicking myself that I didn't stay, and like, because the way the guy would be, and he was just proper drunk and just obnoxious.
Yeah, those are very difficult situations because you don't want to escalate them.
Yeah, I felt like it could have escalated, and it could have obviously been taken personally, and it would have probably hit his ego. But like, I would like to have, in hindsight, of just
Be more
at least said,
support too.
yeah, like I was there. Do you know what I mean? And my presence obviously will have been making a difference. But yeah, situations like that, trust in the situations you're in. Yeah, it's bigger to walk away, but like, if there's someone else there that's like, do you know what I mean? I'm there, and like, I could help the situation.
Yeah, I think, like with you
But I
saying,
think next
that
time that
your
happens, though,
presence.
yeah, next time that happens, the lessons learned, and I will, and like, no one got hurt, but it was just tight, because it was just this woman, and she didn't want to be rude, but like, I was just thinking, like, how it's so disrespectful, like, it's so bang out of order that people can talk to people like that. It just made me feel sad as well, because this is probably like this Andrew Tate mentality, like, which there's good stuff with Andrew Tate, but then there's bad stuff too. Like, if I'm going to be judgmental, but like, do you know what I mean, putting women down, and like, do you know what I mean, making them whatever, like, they're here to serve and stuff, like that kind of information being widespread across the globe is also like inspiring for me to like be able to step up and say, lead as a better example, like, or flipping, like, I don't see how people can treat, do you know what I mean, women like that, like, especially if they're a parent as well. Do you know what I mean? It's like, when you become a parent, you just get it on a whole different level. And it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, so that's like injustice, man, like, that that did get me thinking. But like, I think next time in a situation like that, I'll have to make a stand,
Yeah, you don't know until you're in that situation, and honestly, I think if you stay and be supportive to the person that's being bullied, it's worth more in the long run, because you're how can I say that, in those kinds of situations, you don't have an existing relationship with the person that you're confronting.
No.
And you've got to be very, well, my take on it is that you really need to be careful. Unless you know exactly how you can get them out.
I think it would have been all right.
Get them
I think
away.
my head was getting in the way. But I reckon I would have been able to deal with the situation, obviously in a loving, cool way. But you could just tell the guy, he could have just took things the wrong way, and it would have been all right either way, man. It would have been cool. But I don't know. That just came to me, man. I love him, all right. But yeah.
Who are you, Joe? What's your core?
I think I'm a core. It's love.
Yeah. So what about inserting some love into the situation?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's over and
Yeah.
above the drama. Just something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm really, really glad that you're looking at what you wanted to do and what you could have done and all that kind of stuff. But you know, when those kind of things come up, it's like, okay, so I wonder how I can insert some love into this situation.
Mm,
And it's not about the situation, it's about inserting the love into it.
and you know what? Thinking back now, it's because I was getting pissed off for her, and that was
Yeah.
putting me in my seriousness, which
Mhm.
meant that I was, wasn't getting the loving side coming out. I was getting like the serious. So like, that's why I kind of left as well, because I felt like
Yeah.
my response would have been,
Yeah, because you don't want to become part of the situation,
mm,
but you want to insert some energy into it that changes it
yeah, like,
without being involved in it.
yeah, like if I
If
could
that
just
makes
sit
any
there,
sense.
if I could just sit there waiting for my pizza, and I should have just done that thing that I did where we're just transmitting the love. But like the
Yeah.
situation was just getting more and more like intense, and like I just ended up having to like, I was allowing it to piss me off in my own head. Do you know what I mean? It was winding me up, and I was like, it was just like, just an uncomfortable vibe. But then I feel like I was kind of there, like I'm saying, in a car crash situation. I was in that situation,
Yeah.
and whatever. Like, luckily, obviously, no one got hurt. But like, just if someone's getting offended, man, or like made to feel small, that can be worse than getting hit.
Yeah.
That can be worse than physical pain, man. Alison's back. Yeah, man, we've been blessed with a full 2 hours of Alison today, guys. How privileged are we? Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding.
We keep getting blessed and unblessed with Alison. Don't know what's happening. Great to be with you guys.
Joe, there's a thing that you can do is go back into that event and replay what you would want to do different.
Yeah. Yeah, how I'd like it to have gone different is I'd have said, all right, mate, leave her alone, man. Just wait for your pizza, man. No, just see what I mean? I've already started a fight.
Good. See, that's
So I feel like,
important. That's important because now then you're training you're seeing, you're automatic. It's like, oh, that's what I would have done. Oh, and then you're testing your charge. It's like, how would that charge been listened? And you're playing out the different scenarios so that you'll settle, your unconscious will settle in one that will be most appropriate for the situation. And then you'll be geared up, right? You've already practiced it, so you'll know what to do the next time.
yeah.
And when you practice it out loud, like you just did, you saw, it's like, oh, I see how that comes out. I see how that could be listened.
Yeah. So probably I'd just go up to him and say, maybe I'd just say, can I just talk to you outside for a second, mate? But he's going to be thinking, hey, he wants to fight. He wants to step. No, joking. So, yeah. Can I have a
Your-
word?
When
Your
we
heart
give
knows
people,
the answer to the question.
that's right.
Yeah.
So it's not about figuring it out now. It's about being really attentive when you're in the middle of it.
Yeah.
What is important, like what can be important, is to practice what could be done in the moment and visualizing it, feeling it. And that is like what the heart desires.
What's coming to me when you say that is just focusing on my own energy and staying calm within myself, because it was myself that was like allowing the situation to piss me off.
Mhm.
It was all in my head, my feelings. So, and then I was probably amplifying the situation as well by thinking and feeling that. So, although I was like giving like kind of maybe not disapproving looks, but disapproving kind of vibes, just out of like lack of respect.
Yep.
I was allowing that lack of respect to like trigger and annoy me. But like, yeah. But I don't know, part of me feels like a bit of a, like, part of me feels like I kind of cowarded out of that situation.
Yeah, but none of that's you. And none of that feeling like you cowered out is you either.
Yeah, that's the society.
You are all heart. Your true nature is all heart. So none of that BS is you.
Mm.
And so what if you did, like if you hold on to that cowardness, then it's going to continue to be there. Letting it go is like, oh, so what?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was. And when he said, oh, I was, it's like, oh, fine. I can't resist it anymore. What matters is, oh, what would I do next time?
Mm. I think I do what's right. I don't think I did what was truly right.
Yeah, and can I? No.
I think I did what was right for me in the moment, but not right for everyone.
What a lesson.
Mm,
What a
I mean,
lesson.
and obviously
Just-
it wasn't like I did the worst thing, do you know what I mean? Like, but like I could, do you know what I mean? But the point is, yeah, that's probably what it is. I feel like I could have done what was truly right, you know.
Just feedback. It's just feedback. You- And there's all sorts of things that could have gone differently, right? And there was a one way that it went.
Hmm. Well,
All right,
thanks for letting me
guys.
share that with you guys, because this has been in my
when
head.
you're
So,
observing
like,
something like that, can you step into your heart?
yeah, that's it, Craig. Thank you. Yeah.
Can I step into my heart? Can I step into my innocence and allow that part of me to make a choice?
Mm, yeah.
Even though
choice.
I'm distressed
Mm,
by the situation or whatever.
mm.
Can I be innocent and choose from there?
Thank you, Craig. Thank you, Jesse, man. I'll let you get off, mate.
Thanks, Joe. Have a great day. Thanks, Craig.
Yeah, I'm complete too. Thank you so much. Yep. Yep. Thank you for sharing
Next-
all that, Joe. That was really valuable.
Oh, good. Thank you, mate. Thanks for listening, guys. I love you, all right?
Okay.
Guys
Big
have a
love,
great day.
everybody.
Next time.
Great Saturday.